All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. We have acquired the US spec Integra Unicorn. This is a 1998 Acura Integra GSR. We're gonna get this thing ready in 10 days for the Honda meet in Lake Elsinore, and it's gonna be displayed at the Apex USA booth. All right, so some of the things we have to handle, we have to go ahead and color sand the headlights. There are some dings and dents that need to be repaired. A little bit of a wave on that driver door. From there, we're gonna check timing belt water pump, see when that was last replaced, if there's a sticker, some sort of indication anywhere. Otherwise, we are gonna take care of that before this event. Do a fluid service flush and get this thing completely roadworthy and reliable to drive every day. On the interior of the car, same thing. It's completely unmolested, untouched. We are gonna have to coordinate with a tint guy to come and remove the rest of the residue off the windows, remove the bubbling rear tailgate tint and the rear quarter window tint. On the seats and the dash and all those pieces, we're just gonna refinish and correct anything that needs to be corrected. The door panels do need some attention, so I'm gonna go ahead and pull those off, send those over to Alex at MST, see if we can get those back on a one-day turnaround because this car needs to be ready in 10 days. That's not tint, that's them taking it off. So this had like some ghetto-ass tint, and at some point somebody just like yanked it off. So like now you have like all the residue lines of it like coming off slowly. You need to do like goof off, you need to do like different like stuff to try to get all the adhesive off. The car only needs to be in two places. It needs to be here for us to do the majority of everything, and then it needs to go to Joe to do the door. That's it.
So like what's wrong with the door? Is it bad?
It's pretty bad. It's a little bad. Bad.
Paint?
Go look at it.
Is it a paintless tint removal?
No, it's not bad, but that requires body work.
That does not require a new door skin.
No, it does not. Filler primer blend.
Everything else, perfect.
Yeah. There's this dent, which is poppable. There's one more dent on that other quarter panel.
Oh yeah, and all those dents are poppable on that side.
Yes.
Yeah. It's got some history.
Yeah. But I mean, as a base starter car, as a GSR.
Dude, this thing is
like I said,
lovely.
Yeah.
I hope he expressed the significance of this vehicle, right? He's young. It doesn't quite have the same impact as it does on me.
You can't call me young and have white mustache hairs. Like,
I cut my teeth on these cars, man, and they are brilliant.
When I grew up in high school, these were starting to get acquired from like the seniors.
Nice.
So when I was just getting my license, I don't know, in 01 or 02, whatever, there was already two of these in the parking lot, in the senior lot.
Oh, wow.
And they're what, 3-4 years old? If they weren't 01s, they weren't brand new. They never came with like paper plates. So these were just coming out, but like they were like instantly modified. Back then was teamintegra.net and Honda Tech.
Oh, yeah.
That was it.
Oh, yeah. That's good times, man. That's
those were like
times.
the shit for the forums back in the time.
That's so throwback.
Yeah, what's a forum? You know that? Like now how all you guys are all keyboard warriors on YouTube? It was on a forum before, not on videos.
I know, right? Which was much more civilized back then. I think people respected and appreciated it more. Yeah.
I think so. Now it's like everybody wants it like quick and dirty and just give me the answers that I want when I want. Right? And now people with Instagram and Facebook, they just don't have the time to then do Instagram, Facebook for every forum. Like every car now has like 10 different possible forums.
Special car. We're lucky to have it in our presence.
Are you working on it?
Possibly, but not today. And
no, not today.
Note, I will bid you adieu.
Good day, sir.
Oh, this is just started up. Welcome back to 1998. Wow. In all of its glory. The shift handle, the pistol grip, sweet. 164,000 miles. Quarter tank of who knows what octane fuel in this bad boy. Oh, look at this console. That is so throwback. They don't make them like that anymore. Clutch is good. Clutch is good. Oh, man. 1.8. That B series, man. Man, shifter feels good. so good. Even the brakes feel good. They are not spongy. But these tires, they are not good. Well, we can't hit VTEC yet because the car hasn't properly warmed up. But man, just in the cul-de-sac ride here, this is Memoryville here. Wow, that engine must be kept up on. It sounds super quiet and behaved. Interior is in not necessarily Spartan condition, but it is intact. I see no tears. These door panels need a little love. Outside of that, all right, I think it's done warming up here. Not quite VTEC. Not quite enough room for VTEC on this short street. There we go, let's have a little fun. No way. Oh man, that felt good. Yo, pocket rocket right here, baby. Man, these Integras, they do not disappoint. The brilliance of Honda engineering, man.
So our expectations were completely surpassed at this point. We did not expect it to actually come out this good. We know that the valve cover is flaking. We saw that. We already knew that was gonna happen the moment we started spraying the valve cover. Before we even started, I saw it flaking. We're gonna go ahead and address that once I pull it off to replace that gasket. It's never probably had this done before. Just a little bit of simple engine degreaser from Gunk, some wheel cleaner, and the wheel cleaner actually worked really well in the wheel wells. We did make sure to clean up the starter, the trans case, the oil pan, cleaned up as much of the suspension arms as we could reach while we're out here under the ground. Got the car degreased, the engine base degreased where we're gonna be working, which is mainly the VTEC spool valve and the valve cover gasket. So as of right now, I'm gonna be just replacing the complete gasket set and all the grommets and the VTEC solenoid sealant screen. And that should be it for the top end of the motor. We're gonna go ahead and do an oil change, check the power steering fluid, see how contaminated it is, check the brake fluid, check the clutch fluid, make sure it's all roadworthy, good to go. When we do put it on jack stands, I'm gonna go ahead at that point, check the rotors out, make sure we have good pads. If anything looks not up to snuff, then we're gonna go ahead and get some StopTech brake lines, some StopTech blank rotors, and some new upgraded front and rear pads, so that way it's just done. Seats are out, door panels are out. We're gonna go ahead and head on over to Alex at MST. From the looks of it right now, like it's clay barred, but it's like extremely swirly. We're gonna have to try a section of the hood and see if it's feasible or if we have to get really aggressive and start 1500, 2000, 2500, 3000, like full wet sand, color sand and buff type of deal. Hopefully not, because that takes a hell of a lot longer. And we really want to push this thing along and just get ready for that event. Be ready like days ahead if we can make it. I've already picked up some of the goodies from the guys over at Apex USA. So right here on the OEM door panel, that is leather wrapped or vinyl wrapped, whatever the factory material is, it has a foam layer as well. The upper insert is starting to delaminate. So we're gonna see if before this gets any worse, Alex can save it, or if he has to recreate this piece and tuck it back in, glue it in, make it look back to OEM. There's like a couple little blemishes. Maybe he can steam them out or figure out some sort of way to bring these things back to life, because these are original Honda door panels and I think they're savable. So we're gonna go ahead and try to save these with Alex first. The seats. The driver's seat and passenger seat look to have had its life doused in Armor All, so we need to unf that because Armor All is gross in the sun. We're gonna have Alex clean the seats up, see if there's any tears or any imperfections in the leather on the front seats, and then take care of that as well. So that way this interior can just be OEM. Put it back together, shampoo the carpets, clean it up. Now that the seats are out, it's actually a lot easier. We gotta go. So we're gonna load up and head on over to Alex at MST. So we dropped off both seats and the door panels over here at MST with Alex. He said he is gonna work on the driver's seat first, so that way we can pick that up on Friday, get the car sent over to Joe so he could do some body work on that driver door skin and get it repaired back to OE. That's the stuff that's gonna take a little bit longer. Tomorrow I'm gonna go ahead and tackle the rest of the service, clay barring and fitting the suspension and seeing if there's any other pieces we might need to pull from the Apexy stock. See you guys later. All right, so day 2 here with the Acura Integra GSR. We had 0 dents first thing here in the morning, followed by Carlos, who is a mobile tent service that I found from Alex at MST. Huge thank you to him because he actually pulled through, got all this old early 2000s base tint and the adhesive sheet completely off the side windows, quarter windows, and the rear hatch glass. That glass is 100% OEM and perfect underneath. It didn't deserve that purple hued tint anymore. It was terrible. Like, you'd be trying to back up the car and you'd be like looking at some fucking purple bubbles and shit. Like, I just have paid for tint. Like, I never researched the process or like the components involved of tint. It is actually 2 layers. It has the tint itself that darkens the inside of the vehicle, and then there is an adhesive layer, which I had no idea. Everybody usually just pulls off the top layer and leaves that adhesive layer, so that way your window goes down like super shitty because it's getting stuck on the window felt tracks. That's taken care of. Again, huge thank you to Alex at MST for introducing us to Carlos. 0 dents worked his magic and popped out all the dents that don't require any major body work. And now there's just a couple little dents that actually had some paint scratches. So that stuff we're gonna take care of and touch up before this event. For the dents that got some deeper scratches, Joe's probably just gonna do touch up, because if we do a spot here and a spot here and a spot here and not like blend around it, you'll be able to tell right away. It's better with just a little bit of touch-up paint. I mean, this isn't a 20,000 mile pristine restored car. It is a 164,000 mile driven car, but it was unmolested and kept bone stock. I was able to detail like the gas cap area and came to realize it still has the factory Honda Motor Company gas cap. The fender liners are perfect. They're not cracked, they're not torn, and they just needed a good cleaning and just be brought back to black. On the engine side of things, I haven't addressed the valve cover yet. I am going to, but being that we knew we had to drive it again today, in case I needed more time with the wrinkle black or had to redo anything, I wouldn't have that time because we have to take it to Joe because he needs it for the next 3 to 4 days to color sand and color correct the entire car top to bottom. That's extremely important. Worst case scenario, if I don't get to the valve cover, it's no big deal. We'll just keep the hood closed. As of right now, that is going to be like a worst case scenario. If I have no time, the hood's staying down. The engine bay is all stock anyway, so there's not a whole lot to look at outside of it being completely OEM. For the front end though, Joe does have to remove the bumper to be able to color sand and correct the headlights to get all the crevices around, so that way you don't just see the haze of the rings like around the bumper opening. He is able to get all of it. I did put a new AC belt and drive belts, so those are all new and working. We do need to recharge the AC, so that way if it is really hot on our way to Elsinore at the Honda meet, then we have AC, we can just cruise windows up, AC full blast, and we're good to go. The swirls are gone now, but being that this has had so much fallout and tree sap and all sorts of shit over the years where it wasn't taken care of right away, this needs a deeper finished product. So that's why we're gonna have Joe color sand and buff the entire car. While we had 0 dents here, there was a dent that he needed access through the taillight opening. When I pulled the taillights out, I was able to clean all the crevices back there, like without having to remove the bumper, of course. Clean the ins and outs of the housings of the taillights. Now the only thing left to do back there is actually polish the lenses on those taillights because they're perfect. They're 100% original, they're uncracked, they just have some stains of whatever that fuel or residue that fell on the backside of the car dripped on over to the taillight. So hopefully we can restore that back to original again. Huge thank you again to Alex at MST. He actually knocked it out of the park and brought back the seats and the door panels repaired to the best of his ability, so that way we didn't have to completely recover the door panels. He was able to correct some of the blemishes that were there, and we are able to put all that stuff back in the car. Less than 1 day, because we dropped him off yesterday at 4 p.m. and it is 2:15 and he was here 45 minutes ago. Less than a 24-hour turnaround time, he repaired the front seats back to original and did the best that he could do with the door cards without having to reupholster them completely. Huge thank you to him for getting that stuff back to us so quickly. Originally, I had told him, hey, I just need the driver's seat first. You can hold on to everything else until the middle of next week. He's just like, yeah, everything's ready. I'll be there in 40 minutes. We're like, okay, and we don't have to go pick him up now? Sick. All right, so upholstery is all good to go. So that's gonna do it for today. We're gonna go ahead and hop in the car and drop this off to Joe at the body shop, so that way he can work his magic and color correct this thing back to original. Next up, what you're gonna see is the product feature showcasing those Apexi USA brand new coilovers and the Apexi World Sport exhaust that we're gonna be putting on this car. All right, so quick update for you guys on the Integra GSR. Joe has been going at it with the color sand and buff and touching up all the little road damage, I guess you'd say, from 164,000 miles. This wasn't a low mileage garage queen. This was actually driven and used. Bumpers off to color sand and correct the headlights properly. The original headlights, and they just freaking look amazing. Just even the headlights alone, how yellowed and like caked on they looked. It looked like it had like years worth of makeup on it. I don't know how, but it's so much better. It's a world of difference when you do a proper color correction and color sand and buff. This is what you get. All right, no work going down today on the Acura GSR over here in the shop because it is still at Joe's getting color sanded and corrected. Today we've got a product feature for you from Apex USA. This is the N1 Damper EXV with a 12K front spring and a 7K rear spring. This coilover is completely adjustable for preload, shock body height, and overall ride height. They do have recommended ride height settings in here, and then you could deviate from that plus minus 30 millimeters to get your desired perfect standing ride height. The coilovers do come anodized in this beautiful red, complements their decals, and they also powder coat the spring, a candy coated sparkle red that just really pops off and is the ultimate street car setup. So these are going on the Apexy X Just Driven Acura Integra GSR that's going to be debuted out at the Honda Meet this Sunday. Alright, so while TK's been installing the new Apexy coilovers on the Integra GSR, I took it upon myself to get this valve cover off, to just come to realize that this is going to take us a hell of a long time. I think I need to send this out to get dipped and properly re-powder coated back to original. TK does have a source for that, and he already forwarded me his information so we could send this off. During all that, Jason's like, hey, I think I know somebody that might have one for you guys, but it's a brand new Integra Type R US spec wrinkle red valve cover. So I was like, you know what, like, we're in a pinch. I don't have time to powder coat this. It's going to take a lot more hours to get this done, and it might still flake because I don't have the ability to strip this completely down to raw. We're not wire wheeling it because I don't want to score the metal too much and show any imperfections under the wrinkle black. Being that we're just going to do like VHT wrinkle black and then you have to heat gun it, it's not as good as like baked powder coat. I want it properly done for this car because this car is so unmolested and original. I want to go back to that spec, so I want this done properly. And since you can't get a brand new B18C1 valve cover currently, the next option is to get the B18C5 Type R. Since we are going with that red valve cover, our car has the blue NGK OEM replacement wires. I have to get new spark plug wires, which I might as well change the spark plugs now that I'm already there too. And it's like f***ing the most snowball effect of all snowball effects. Otherwise would have been completely ready if we weren't popping the hood to show the bay and how OEM pristine it is. But we got to go that extra step and change the wires. Off to Norwalk, let's go pick up that new valve cover. We got the new valve cover on at the end of the day. TK installed and adjusted the ride height on the coilovers. We came to the conclusion after we set it down a couple times to add some front and rear adjustable upper control arms so we can dial in some more camber. We're probably going to be ending up around -3 degrees of camber all around. A lot of our cars that are actually fitted pretty aggressively do have to add more camber. And that's it for today. So we're gonna head on over to Sun's shop tomorrow at Shop Formula S and have him dial us in for camber, toe, and caster all around. And we'll see you guys tomorrow. Goodbye.
Bye.
Good morning. We are on the way to the Honda meet at the Big Storm Stadium. It is 6:55 in the morning. Actually been up for about an hour and a half now. We met up at Apexy to get the Integra Type S, the Honda Civic Type R, along with the Apexy merch van. So we're on our way and we'll see you guys shortly. All the way down there is the Apexy Type R. Let's catch it. Woo.
Hey, check it. Hey, check it. Put the place up. Put the place up, yeah, we know what we made of. Can't get enough of you, boo, I'm a chaser. Face up, now I feel a little major. Blink of an eye, ego, I'm a taker, shaker. Yeah, she was a ball shaker, she shake me out that door to no place. Damn, why you doing all that? Thought you was my wife, but you stabbed me in the back. Sounding like a rose when we came out there, we settled facts like the Vinci. I'm breaking bones, I'm breaking backs. Come on, get your ass up if you're slipping. Put another smile like it was the last Christmas. Hey. Put the place up. Put the place up. Yeah, we know what we made of. Can't get enough of you, boo, I'm a chaser. Face up, now I feel a little major. Blink of an eye, ego, I'm a taker, shaker. Yeah, she was a ball shaker, she shake me out that door to no place. Damn, why you doing all that?
Oh man, what a long day. Been up since 5 in the morning. We are all packed up and ready to head home with the Apexy crew. GSR did great. It was a great debut for Just Driven and Apex integrations, collaboration. This is the first, actually, shit, this is probably the second or third of many. We keep doing cars together. We keep coming out to shows and putting our name out there, showing off our specialty and it all being in the details. So let's head on home and call it a day. See you guys later. All right, so we freaking made it. 10 days, this car was done and ready and just looked absolutely amazing. Front and center at the Honda meet. Right when you walk in, it's the first car you run into at the Apexi USA booth, and paired with their Honda Civic Type R and their new Integra Type S, along with all the black background and the red accents. Like, this is the epitome of what we set up with this car. Bronze T E37s with the red stickers, our red JD Pursuit of Perfection decal that's available for you guys to purchase on our website. Or if you see us out at any events or shows and we have those on hand, you just say I love sushi or the Pursuit of Perfection in front of us and you're getting a free sticker. So what's the next level for this car? Well, the interior is immaculate in stock, but I do really think it could use some red Recaros or some red Brid Zeta 4 XLs, which we might have somewhere up in there. But what do you guys think? Let us know in the comments below. What should be our next mod to this car? Seats, steering wheel, a lip kit. We are keeping this car smog compliant, so no K-swaps, no B18 C5 swaps, nothing crazy. So it still passes smog. It's completely road legal. It's gonna stay that way. So again, huge thank you to everybody that supported us and helped us get this goal manifested. It turned out great. It was a super fun event. We met a lot of people. We talked to a lot of people, helped out the Apexi crew. For now, it's just gonna sit in its resting place. We're gonna do some shoots with it. Some other events are planned in the future, but we'll see where it goes from here. Again, huge thank you to you guys for joining us out at the Honda meet, and we'll see you next time.
Oh yeah, I never told you. Oh yeah. So, yeah.
Why are you gonna watch me hop into my truck, dude?
You're literally gonna hop in your truck.
And we'll see you guys later.
Bye. Fuck yeah, dude.
Fuck it, dude.
One more time. Just
Oh my. How do I put my mic down here to go? You have AC. You have remote start. You have all the things where you don't need to worry about that. Yeah, bitch. All right, so we freaking made it. We started to sand the B18C1 valve cover. I hate filming so much.